So for you guys, this might be the first clip of the recording, because my OBS decided to completely crash after I got to qualifying. I'm not sure why. I got no intro. Basically, we said, what did we say? We are on to the crown jewel of F1. We have a balance of minus 1.6 million, so we should be nearly back into the green.
And Brazil, and there goes Prost! Off! As did Ardu! My goodness, what about Patrese now? Oh my goodness, this is fantastic! And Senna is trying to go through on the inside, and it's happened immediately! This is amazing! Senna goes off on the first corner! Big position, and out goes PK! My goodness! Driver, I couldn't help it, and take that! Oh my goodness!
We also discussed the fact that we were about, I think it was 10 points behind Williams in second, so we need to big time improve. And the last thing I said, and I regret it now, but I could have wiped it out, was that, oh, this is a track without straights, really. We should be better. We were better in the corners in past races. That's not how it went at all. I'll just quickly show you these results. You can see practice 1, Schumacher cooled out 7th, 9th, 4th, 6th, 4th, 6th, he was fine. 5th and 6th by over a second. Was not a great end result, and don't know where they found that time. It was, yeah, ridiculous. So we are, gonna struggle in this one. Might be a shorter episode. It's Monaco. It's hard to control how much actually goes on at Monaco. But, yeah, we're gonna give it the best shot still, of course. You can see as well from the comments in the setups, I did maybe accidentally on purpose skip practice to try and get through to this, and yeah, it's gone wrong. We did not have high percentages. That probably has affected us quite a bit. I'd say 2-3 tenths maybe. They see the strategy on the screen. It's a medium hard compound strategy for us. It doesn't really look like we can do soft hard. It would hamper us more. Maybe that's what they've gone for. Extra fuel so we can push it. So it's a dark, gloomy afternoon in Monaco today as the lights get ready to go out, and we are away with Senna and Patrese both locking out the front row. We are coming in behind with Prost trying to take Michael Schumacher, and he's gonna do it nicely around the outside. I think Schumacher's gonna come up behind the McLaren as we cut through. Let's go on board with Prost as he tries it. And Schumacher's still there, squeezing in. I don't want these boys fighting each other. That is not what I want. And it's been Schumacher, the better of the two in this first stint. We'll get them both pushing on fuel. We've got plenty extra for this race. On purpose, of course. So Schumacher has a Berger in front. Berger has been one of the McLarens to struggle. Say one of the McLarens. I was going to say one of the drivers to struggle. Him and Patrese, but Patrese in the last couple of races has turned it up a notch. And you can already see the gap that's being formed between these. What tyres are they on? Let's have a quick look. So the top two are on softs. They're already 86% though. They've used worn softs. So advantage to us from the front two. Could come out quite well, that. But so far, nothing to separate the two Ferraris. Just plenty to separate us on the top four, which is never a good sign. And I think further behind, Cesaris is way off with Brundle just behind him. Yeah, it's looking like a pretty easy one from behind. It's just a focus on this top 6 mark that's going to be interesting, to say the least. So when you see the overview like this, you can see Senna and Patrese out front. In actual fact, was it Patrese that qualified second? It was, yeah. So they are pushing like mad. And it's going to be quite interesting to see how far they can get without wearing those tyres out too much. We are just simply going to have to wait and hope there's maybe some mistakes ahead in reality. So on lap 10 now, and you know what? We're going to push Schumacher. Sorry, lap 10, I'm way ahead of myself. Lap 8 we're on. I'm going to get him to push. We want that position from Berger. We are losing time to the front 3 now because of Berger. So hopefully Schumacher has something in him that he can make a difference here. I think we're coming round past the swimming pool section onto the main straight. We need to be very close up behind him to make a move. It's such a difficult track. As everyone knows, Monaco is probably the most notorious for lack of overtaking unless an accident happens. In this one though, we are just not up close behind and we can't seem to stick behind him. But as you see, Schumacher now getting very close up the hill. Is there maybe something he can give? A little bit of a boost. I don't think he can. But if he can stay within 2/10 like he's trying to do now, maybe we'll get something next time around. And it is next time around, and he is no closer. He's actually lost a bit of time, so I think we're going to have to tell him to stop pushing soon. Because it's not working out, and we're just wasting the medium tyres. You can see 6 seconds is the gap from Senna to Patrese now. It is actually ridiculous how much speed he's got. And so far, nothing to report. And since we've told Michael to stop pushing, he's now lost the time to Berger, and Prost is getting closer to Schumacher. This is a very tricky situation. And yeah, we definitely need that money to come back and start improving the car. There's been a crash. Who's the crash? That is what I want to know. And where is it? We got yellow flags. Which sector is it? That car's retired. It's Modena. Let's have a look at this. Where did it happen? Into turn 1 we go. And is he going to go straight on? Oh, he's just lost the rear end and hit the tyre barrier. That is unfortunate there. Not a lot you can do to avoid that one. Would you believe it if I said the only people that have moved any positions are the ones that were behind Modena when he crashed? 20 laps in, nobody has made an overtake. And part of me wishes we could remove this one from the calendar. It's a tough old race, and it's just not got content to show you guys. Like, it's just everyone in a procession around this track at the moment. I also believe we've got to the point where even when Senna pits, he'll be ahead of us coming out, and so he's not going to make a difference. We can't slow him down. Patrese, I think, still within a range that we could hold him up, cause some issues. But yeah, nothing really much of note to say. They're just going to follow each other, I think, round until those pit stops happen. Another 10 laps to go before then. So Schumacher is already struggling, and we might have to release Prost. Let's wait until the main straight. But yeah, I think we're going to have to go another lap. We can't go... Well, we're going to have to go more laps. Not yet, that's for sure. So right, let's get ready to do it. Senna is just coming to the pits, as I said. Nothing we could do there. Don't fight your teammate. That is the call. He goes and lets him past. So Prost is released. Schumacher is going to have to try and survive to lap 30. But the tyres are not going well for this car either. Oh, it's a combination of things that's hurting us today. Only positive is that Patrese has been caught up behind De Cesaris. And that should hopefully slow him down a little bit. Not enough to help us, but just enough to do something of significance maybe. But you can see the gap Prost has created. I really don't know what I'm going to do, to be honest. This is bad. Prost is going to have to get to lap 33. Schumacher's going to have to hope his hard tyres can go 58 laps. So here comes Schumacher into the pits. Tyre change, nice and smooth, and off he goes. 2.4 second pit stop. It's decent. It helps us out. We're going to get overtaken by Jean Alesi, I think. What is his strategy at the moment? He'll be coming into pit soon, so hopefully Schumacher shouldn't get too held up. But it's just a bit disappointed that there's nothing else to really report on that front. Prost, 11 seconds behind Senna, who's being held up by Berger, actually. And that's quite significant. That they have not taken team orders into account, and Berger's still pushing. Obviously, still gaining from us, but ultimately not great. I think we're going to have to pit him now. I don't think we're going to last. And this is becoming more and more of an issue. We just swing it around to the pit stop. And then, hopefully, then Prost can make some headway in gaining on the guys ahead. But I think he's even made a decent gain on Schumacher. And Schumacher put on fresh tyres. Let's have a look. Schumacher, he's only just coming around the last couple of corners. Prost just coming out the pit lane. It's going to be close, actually. But I think he's going to... Oh, it's going to be closing him and Jean Alesi. What's going to happen? He's going to be taken. But the gap to him and Schumacher doesn't decrease at all. Or not significantly enough, anyway. And we move on to trying to catch... Oh, I was going to sort this out, but Berger has let him by. Patrese, though, is still quite far behind. So... I'm just spouting nonsense at this point, trying to think of something that's going to cause a bit of drama, but there's no drama to be created. So the only slight positive I could have really talked about was the fact that Prost has closed the gap to Berger. Whether that's because of traffic or we were pushing a bit, I'm not sure. I think Prost is ultimately a little bit quicker. But yeah, it's there's not much to go off of at the moment. So one thing of note, we have caught Berger quite significantly, but if you look, he's at the start of this train, and we are now caught up to the back of this horrible scene of traffic, and there's about 6 cars in this. Hopefully most of them move out of the way here, but it's not a nice thing to see, and we've already lost a second to Berger now being caught up in this. And this will have been what gained us all our time against him, I reckon, and we're going to struggle get past each one. Surely, yep, there's another one moving by, but not in time, and it's... I thought Prost had hit the wall there. I really thought he did. I thought that was all over for him. So 5.7 the gap. He's got to get past a lot of these cars still, and I just really don't know if he can do it in time. 30 laps to go. We might be able to catch Berger still, but with this going up 2 seconds now, we've lost. Being held up by traffic. It's going to be a tricky one. Schumacher well behind now. He's not near this lot yet. And if we can get Berger, that does us well. I think the board is still going to be disappointed with our result. But we just get the little bit of cash that we need at the end of this. And hopefully I can go over some upgrades we can maybe look at potentially doing at the end of this one. Unfortunately, this is the state I'm at. I'm at 16 times speed, which I don't normally use. Watching them go around, watching the times, because that's all there is to look at. There's nothing else to it. We've been catching and then losing, catching and losing. 18 laps to go. And there's just nothing at all. I'll even show you guys the difference. There you go. So we've dropped and gained a place there, dropped and gained a place there. There's been a little bit of movement there. And other than that, absolutely nothing at all. It's so painful to get anything out of Monaco. I think next time I might just have to skip it and show you the results. If it's this bad. So, a Ferrari with a McLaren behind it, but we're about to get lapped. That's wholly depressing. Just been lapped at the Monaco Grand Prix by Senna. Schumacher's fighting back because I think he's still trying to... Oh my god, Schumacher, come on, let's calm down. Use him to lap whoever is in front of you. I've lost track of who's in front of who now. There you go. On goes by Schumacher. And, yeah. 5 laps to go. So that's Senna headed onto his final lap. This has probably been the most depressing race to record. I don't think we've had a single highlight of action to show you other than one crash. There's not even been more than a crash. It's been a pretty dull afternoon at the street circuit. And, yeah, we definitely need to hope for some budget so I can show you at least something positive at the end of this one. So Schumacher's going to cross the line a lap down. And there we go. So that is one driver finished. Still points, ultimately, and that's what we want. You know, we don't want to be losing points in any race. But we've significantly been dropped here by the top 2 teams. So there are our final results. Senna got the fastest lap and win of the race. So that was a nice little triple for him. Pole, race win, and fastest lap. Yeah, he dominated that one. With the 2 Williams rounding off the podium, Mansell and Patrese in that order. Berger 4th, and then unfortunately us down in 5th and 6th, having switched places. In the drivers, that drops Prost by 2 places, depressingly. I don't know what that noise is. I'm going to turn my audio down. I mean, there's some sort of gun in the background. You guys might not be able to hear it now that I've turned it down. But I can still hear it. Yeah, so nothing really of significance other than the fact that we are now 5th and 6th. And the constructors, I imagine, are just as painful to look at. Yes, we are now nearly 20 points behind 2nd. We've got a lot of work to do in this one. Yeah, I don't know much to say that. You could tell this was a short one. That took me 25 minutes to record when that normally takes me about 40. Yeah, significant pain there. 4 million that we've gained, so I think we'll have something positive to talk about. How does a new front wing sound? Look at them positive upgrades. It's going to cost us a bit. We're rushing it with 5 engineers, but let's do it. We're risking it already. Designing parts. I think we probably need as well. What was I looking at? Probably a new suspension, I think. I'm going to quickly just double check what our performance is compared to other cars and see what we can go for as well. So the significant area is actually dirty air, which we're covering with the front wing. Everything else is going to be just a bonus. I think we'll go for... You know what? Let's go underfloor. I've got a lot of work to do on this car. Let's get as much action as we can in it. There we go. Design that. That looks good. Get all the rest of the engineers on it. Rush it. Gonna cost us quite a bit. Yep. We're in the positive now. We're gonna spend... There we go. 2 designed parts. Something positive to give you guys at the end of this one. And once the funds start coming in again, we're gonna have to definitely look at refurbishing, because look at this. We are struggling now on all these, and that's gonna affect our team in so many different ways. But yeah, there's some positives. So that was about 20 and 30 days. Let me just show you where is the right one for that. I'll come back in a second. Right, so this is the best way I can do it. You got dates here along the top, along the bottom. So it's going to be between the Mexican Grand Prix and the British Grand Prix that we kind of get our parts improved. So one more race and then hopefully some better outcomes. The Canadian Grand Prix should be a good one. We've had some great races there in the past. So let's hope that continues. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know this will be a bit more of a slog one to watch, but I always appreciate your support. And hopefully we'll get back for some good racing in the next one. So until then, take care.